Get ready. Get set. It's time for the Basement View. Well, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It is Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. Wow. Hey, Carmen, how you doing? Wow. Let's get one thing out of the way first. Hey y'all, how you doing? Lisa, I heard you was in the prediction business too. As of today, I am out of the prediction business. Yeah, I'm crying too. Wow. But yeah, let's get something out of the way. First of all, apparently, I am not smarter than an eighth grader. Okay? So, if you got any questions, go find an eighth grader and ask them. Because I am not smarter than an eighth grader. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, you got better feelings than I do. You got better feelers out there. I am flabbergasted. I was 100% wrong. I had to look in the mirror today. Early. I had to get up real early and just go look in the mirror and say, hey, um, dude, you were 100% wrong. Now, I don't know. I don't know how you can be 100% wrong in the way you see something. Yeah, yeah, brother, he did it again. Flim Flam Man strikes again. I gotta tell you. And for those that don't know what happened, the American people gave a convicted felon a permission slip for him and his MAGA rogues to dismantle the American government. I gotta tell you, it's crazy. Hey, I prayed I was right, but boy, I can't believe how wrong I was. I thought America was better than this. Hey, can you imagine the conversations going on out there on the farm right now? Can you imagine that? The conversation going on out there on the South 40, you know? The conversation going on out there in the barn, you know, in the farmhouse. You know what conversations it is, you know? By the way, hit that thumbs up for me, you know, if you're checking this out. Um, I can just hear the conversations. Yeah, they thought they was gonna do that. That's some bullshit. We showed them folks. You know what the conversations are. Yep, that's it. Wrong is two left shoes, brother. Wrong, wronger than two wrongs. Yeah. This was been prophesied in the Bible. Well, I'm pretty sure it has. You know, I got to tell you, this feels more like the zombie apocalypse to me. You know, um, this is straight zombie apocalypse kind of shit. You know, I've been telling everybody I know, hey, when you out, if you out and about, look around you, pay attention to your surroundings. Just watch, cause you're surrounded by zombies. Make sure don't none of them bite you. You are surrounded by zombies. Pay attention. Man, we got a convicted felon who has promised, yes, this is the beginning of the end. Yes, it is. Because a, a convicted felon just got permission to dismantle America. Okay? And he has already put together the crew to get started. A convicted felon. One who has no morals. And now, thanks to the Supreme Court and the first people he has no guardrails. So, yes, he's promised that he's going to be a dictator on day one. He's promised he's going to go after his enemies with the military. He's promised he's going to do away with the Constitution. And he's got a guy by the name of Robert Kennedy who he intends to put in charge of science and health. Robert Kennedy. Yes, that Robert Kennedy. The one with the worm in his brain. Yes, that guy. And he's got Elon Musk, who promised that if he's allowed to get involved, he's going to break the economy. He's going to destroy the economy in order to fix it. You heard that right. You have to destroy the economy in order to fix it. Americans have to understand that they're going to hurt in the beginning in order for it to be better later. No, Elon Musk is, well, he bought himself into America. Okay? If you have the right amount of money, you can buy citizenship. Yeah, they will literally sell it to you. Elon Musk is South African. And you know how South Africans feel. The ones of the pale persuasions. So his plan is to destroy the economy. And one of the other plans is to do away with the Department of Education. And one of the other plans is to make it really rough on employees of companies. I believe something like allowing companies to dictate what an actual work week actually is and do away with paying overtime. So they can work you however they want. They can work you 50 hours this week and 20 next week and say, sorry, no overtime. So, America is now in the hands of a dictator and a rogues gallery. Okay? So, um, this is gonna be one hell of a show. You know? This is gonna be one hell of a show. And yes, this is what they wanted. I don't know what praying's gonna do. You know, I hear that God works in mysterious ways. I sure would like, you know, I'd like for him to get busy, you know, get busy doing some saving. Yes, in the hands of a madman. Yes, an actual madman. You know, we've seen movies like this, right? Where a madman was in charge of a government. We've seen this on TV. But this is literally about to happen in real life in the United States. Twilight Zone? Yeah. Have I seen Kamala's speech? I have not seen anything. I divorced myself from everything today. I have not seen one thing. You know, I have simply been trying to get my brain wrapped around what America just did. America just gave the middle finger to the entire world. Okay? They just gave the middle finger to the entire world. You know, who's going to be our allies? Or is it now going to be America, Russia, and China as an axis of evil? You know, oh, and poor Ukraine. Sorry, Ukraine. Can't help you. And oh, and Taiwan. You know, China been chomping at the bit for Taiwan. Sorry, Taiwan. Oh, and let's see. There's a little rocket man on the other side of South Korea. You know, North Korea. Hmm. South Korea. I'd be worried if I were you. But enough about them. We got some worrying to do. Um, oh, yeah. And he promised to put his own generals over the military. and promised to give full immunity to the police. Hmm. I tell you, zombies. The zombies are running loose. The zombies are running loose. And, you know, I don't know if the country's evenly divided so much as a good number of folk didn't care. I heard a number of people today say they didn't vote. Heard a number of black people say they didn't vote. Okay. Right. Didn't care. I mean, I bet you gonna care when they come knocking on your door, when they stripping some of that shit from you. Oh, by the way, um, there is probably um, a bit of levity that could be had here. I was talking to a friend earlier, and I mentioned that there's this one itty bitty sick part of me that kind of wanted to see what would happen, if they did this. Would they really do it? Would they really put a criminal in charge of the entire government and give him immunity and give him his own crew with a plan that is already made to order for them to take day one and go run willy-nilly through the government and destroy it from the inside out? Would they really do that? Hell yeah, they did. Well, I got to tell you, I think this kind of sums it up. This is my summation. It's going to be nice when the plan goes into effect. Oh, wait a minute. And I forgot. They did talk about Medicare and Medicaid too. So, good luck. Now, what I've been thinking, which is obviously not worth a fuck, because my thinking on this shit ain't been nothing. Well, you don't have to worry about your 401ks and your Roths, because they like 401ks and Roths. Um, that's not a problem. What the thing that I think they may do is take the Social Security fund and put that in the hands of the Wall Street people. And that'll be eaten up with fees. So, at some point, I don't know how soon something like that could take place. Also, one one thing that may be okay for people like myself who are older, they may not they may not go after anything that would affect the seniors immediately. Like if you're a senior today and already in the systems that you're in, they may not immediately attack those things, you know. Um, but you know, that's just my thinking. And remember, my thinking ain't been worth a fuck. And you got Elon Musk, who already promised the economy is going to have to take a hit. Now, apparently, the economy's doing okay, but he intends to destroy it, with those words. And he used the words that Americans are going to have to suffer for a while. So, at some point, for those of you who know some of these folks that voted for them, matter of fact, I had a black man call me first thing this morning, gleefully talking about how happy he was that his guy won. I mean, yes, it's about to get real. It's about to get real as a motherfucker, But you may take delight in the fact that when they start doing these things are going to affect those really hard that put them in office. So when they start crying, and the ones, the ones that you see and know, and they're gonna be talking shit about how happy they are, they got these guys in and blah blah blah. When they start crying, just laugh in their face. Say, hey, that's what you wanted. This is what you wanted. Man, shit is about to get real. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. Shit. I was telling myself I wasn't gonna drink tonight. I don't know how far that's gonna go. So, just so you all know, here's my near future plans. One thing I intend to get back into is, and I think we need this more than ever now, Project 2025. I'm going to get back into it, start looking into it again. We got away from it. I want to get into it, start talking about it, talking about the different things and getting a good understanding of what's to come, because we got the playbook. And you know what? The only way you're going to play the game is if you know the rules. Okay? That's the only way you're going to stay ahead of the game. So I think that's going to be a priority of mine. Also, a couple of other things happened. A few states voted down marijuana legalization. So the marijuana market took a big ass hit. That was something else I did not expect. I goddamn did not expect that. Considering 30 something states have legalized it. I believe it is. Something else I never would have expected. On the abortion rights issue, the states that had abortion rights on the ballot voted for abortion rights in their constitutions, in their prospective state constitutions. All but Florida. Florida had a majority, but in Florida, where MAGA has already run rampant, you have to have a supermajority, which is 60%, not 51 plus 1. You know, so Florida didn't get the abortion thing straightened out. Well, as straight as far as MAGA is concerned. So, the states that had abortion on the ballot, they voted for abortion in their state constitutions. So, they did that, but turned right around and on the very same ballot voted for the people on a national level that are completely against it. And will now get together and create a national ban that will supersede your state. So you voted for it in your state and then canceled it out by voting in a rogues gallery. Isn't that smart? Isn't that just peachy? You know, where do you find stupid like that? Where do you get stupid like that at? Hey, Ronnie, you've been crying. I think we all been crying. I think we all been crying. Shit. Wow. Oh, one other thing for all of you Latinos out there that voted for these folks, he also promised to get rid of birthright citizenship. And if you are a Latino in America that was born in America, but your parents were illegal, guess what? When they round your parents up and you thought you were safe because you was born here, get in the truck. Yeah. Yeah, that was so cool. We went in there and pulled the lever for him. Yep. That was cool. Because he not a racist. So that birth certificate you got from down at St. Catherine, you can wipe your ass with that after a good shit. Okay? So, hope you're feeling good about yourself today. And, hey, bone up on your Spanish, because you're going to need it. For those of you that been here so long, you don't really speak it no more. Hey, you know what, Lisa? I'm gonna need some Xanax, my goddamn self. Oh boy. Uh, no, Ronnie, they got the Senate and the House. We didn't get anything. Boy, oh boy. You know, I'm sorry. I did not mean to rain today, but it's raining. I'm sorry. It is storming out there. God damn it. Don't you hear them thunderclaps? It is storming. Okay? I'm sorry. You know, I didn't bring the dark clouds. They was already there when I got here. Yes, they got it all. They got the White House, the House of Reps, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. Every branch of government there is. Ah, she says she light enough to be in the house. Hey, you know what? Hey, I hear that's a pretty good job inside the house. you know, um, you know, you might like it in the house. The rest of us, that you know, gonna be out there in the fields. My neighbor said we might end up out in Idaho. Round us all up. Say, hey, y'all get Idaho and that's it. Woo wee. Ah, wow. Again, I wish I could have, you know, been something more than doom and gloom today, but doom and gloom is what's on tap. You know, we got about 2 months, 2.5 months. You know, my advice, my advice, 40 potatoes and a mule. You sound like you done that before, Lisa. um, if you got any extra money, get you a small personal safe and start putting a little bit in that little personal safe and hide it someplace just just in case. Um, while yesterday I was looking at the Virgin Islands, me and my neighbor discussed Canada today, and one of my friends down south of me, we were discussing Canada. So may want to look into that, you know, depending on what all we find out in Project 2025. But we are going to get back into that, and we are going to get into the stock market, because I don't know if you've seen the stock market today, but the Dow Jones went up 1,400 points at some point today. I was looking at it. 1,400 points in one day. Um, yeah, it is cold up there. It's cold up there, but you know, it's more like home. Trying to find some place that's kind of like home. You know, the island sounded really good, but there was a realization that it's an island, just a big hunk of rock, and that'll probably get boring really quick. you know, because they don't like party every day. You know, it's only a party once or twice a year, and then it's just nothing. you know, so but yes, the Dow went up 1,400 points at one point today. Because let's understand something. The stock market doesn't care who the president is. The stock market does not care. The stock market only wants the issue to be resolved. And once there was a president picked with no adjoining fighting, oh, investors loved it. That's all they wanted. They don't care who the president is. So we will be looking at that because, no matter what, the people who are going to be hurt the most, and I had a lawyer discuss this with me some years ago. He was my attorney in an accident case. And a Republican. And the people who are going to be hurt the most are the poorest people. So you want to start socking a little something away. A little bit here, a little bit there that don't nobody know about. This attorney and I had a discussion, and he talked to me about the idea of cutting people off. Oh, yeah. Well, it won't do us any good to assassinate him because there's so many of the same in line right behind him. So it is what it is. The other thing is this attorney, we discussed his idea for cutting people off at the bottom. Cutting people, just literally cutting them off. And I asked him, well, wouldn't you just have people dying in the streets if that happened? And his answer to me was probably some. But, some family and some friends and some churches will probably kick in and help some. But yeah, there'd be some that just die in the street. But that's what you have to do if you want a real strong society. Now, that's what an attorney that was working for me told me. Okay? So, hey, so if you can, put you a little bit aside if you can, The other thing is we'll look at getting into some investing and maybe how to make a few extra bucks, Excuse me. And we'll bounce back and forth between that. And also, as Congress makes its rules changes, we will be constantly looking at that, because, again, in order to know how to play the game, you got to know what the rules are. So we'll be looking at that too going forward. Okay? All right. So, sorry I couldn't be uplifting. Hey, smoke 'em if you got 'em. That's all I can tell you. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Man. Yes. Yes. I, I'm flabbergasted. I'm speechless. I mean, like what's that guy's name with the dog in the mystery machine? What would he say? Zoinks. Yeah, and drink them too. Yeah, smoke them if you got them, and drink them if you got them. As you can see, I do, and I will. Shit. Ooh, I got a feeling I might be drunk all this week. I just might be drunk the rest of this week. This is incredible. This is incredible. No, I did not stay up watching it. No, I went to bed rather early. And because I was drinking then too. As I was watching all of the red pop up on the map and trying to explain to some people that, well, of course he's getting the Republican states. I had no idea that while I was asleep, he got all the swing states too. I had no idea about that. So I was busy drinking while I was watching all that red pop up, and went to bed. And I got up about 3:30 and saw what I saw at 3:30. Immediately turned that shit back off. Got a text about 10 minutes later. Got another text a little bit after that. Got a phone call. Wow. So that's how I found out. Ooh wee. Unrealistic is the word. Unrealistic. And for those of you who feel like you just woke up from a nightmare, your nightmare is not over. You just starting the nightmare. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. So, wow. So, long as we know going forward what we're going to do, we'll do that, and we will, work this out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that 4-year thing may not be a 4-year thing. Remember, he promised to do away with the Constitution. That 4-year thing might simply go away. Remember, he said he wants to be a dictator. Dictators don't step down in 4 years. Okay? And the people and the Supreme Court just handed him the tools. So, anyway, as always, if you got something you want to send me in an email, go ahead and send it to me. And we'll have a look at it. I'm going to go and start doing some research, and I will get back to you all. I guess I'll start paying attention to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beefing now, or who's Rihanna fucking these days, or, yeah, I guess I'll start doing zombie shit, You know, you kind of gotta, when you go out there in the world, you better start looking and smelling like a fucking zombie. Okay, you know. So be careful, y'all. You better start, but get some zombie spray and spread on you, so you can smell like one of them motherfuckers. You don't want them smelling flesh. Unrotten flesh. Okay. So anyway, um, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a day right here and now. So you all, I really appreciate y'all paying me some attention, and I'll be back Friday. I'm gonna go and see what I can find out in the days to come. I'm gonna go and get drunk as a motherfucker. I will talk to you all later. I don't know if garlic works on them, man. Yeah. But I will talk to you all later. Take it easy.